Welcome back to the Board Game Closet, second studio. My name's Bradley. In Cryptid, you are a cryptozoologist who is comparing notes with other local cryptozoologists to find the beast habitat in your area. It could be, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. It doesn't actually matter what it is. At the beginning of our videos here at the Board Game Closet, we like to go ahead and put our rating right up front. And we have three options. Green means we love it, go get it right now. White means we play it if you have it set up. And red means we do not recommend it, don't go get it, maybe even we hate it. But in this case, I chose green for Cryptid. It's actually a really reasonable game. There are almost no rules to it. So it's very easy to teach, very easy to learn. And it's actually unlike any other game that I have in my collection. Believe it or not, it's a lot like Guess Who, in that the main structure of the game is just deduction. Each player has a clue. You don't know what any other player's is, but you ask each other, could the habitat be here, could it be there, and they can only answer based on their own clue. And then whoever figures out first what spot it's in wins. So let's start from the beginning. How do you set up? You're given a whole stack of cards, and this isn't even all of them, but you're given this whole stack of cards, and each one of them has a map on one side and a bunch of columns that are different colors on the other. The map on this side represents all of these map tiles. There's several of them, and this card will tell you which way these are turned, up, down, what way they're correlated, and then also any reference points that are included. So there's an abandoned shack is a particular shape. I think a stone tower is another one. Anyway, it'll have all of that for you there on the card. On the other side, once you get all that set up, on the other side you'll look, and then depending on how many players you have and what color, that will be your clue. So let's say, for example, we have 5 players and I'm the color red. So my clue is number 95, and in our booklet it's just text. There's no artwork, nothing else, nothing fancy. We go down to 95 and my clue is the habitat is on water or swamp. Okay. Simple. So let's go to blue. Now again, that clue is for one person. No one else can know that. But just to give you another example, let's see what blues is. You pick up the blue booklet, turn to clue number 63 if there are 5 players again, and the clue is the habitat is within 2 spaces of a standing stone. So that's one of the structures that are included on the map, and that's all you do to set up. You remember your clue, you can have your booklet on hand, and you take a pawn on your turn, just this little guy, and you place it on any space on the map. And you ask either one person or the whole party. That's the 2 different actions. You can only do one, and if you ask one person, they answer in one of 2 ways. They have a cube, which means the habitat is not here, or with a disc, that means the habitat, according to my clue, could be there, right? So when you question, you only ask one person, and if that person lays a cube down, you also have to place a cube in any other spot in the map. So that kind of, clues people in to your clue, but it also could throw them off course depending on what strategy you are taking, right? So the other option is to search, and that's when, again, you take a pawn. Both of these things are pretty similar, but with big differences. If you search, you take the pawn, place it down on a spot, and then ask the whole table, starting from, in turn order, could the habitat be here? So a person lays down a disc. That means you're well on your way. The habitat could be there. And you go around the table until someone lays a cube. Then your turn's over. But if every other person lays a disc down, then you win. And of course, to start your turn, if you question, you have to also lay a disc there. So every player now has a disc in that space, and you win. But if one player lays a cube, you stop immediately going around the table, and you move on to the next turn. So now you know a little bit more about what their clue could potentially be, and you're a little bit closer to where the habitat could be. And that's pretty much the game. You spend the rest of the game figuring it out, and when the habitat is discovered on your turn, you win. If it's discovered on their turn, they win. Simple as that. There's almost no artwork to this game, and that's fine. You don't need it. You have the map tiles, you have this really cool box art, which I like. The player count is cool. It's from 3 to 5. I think that's really unique. For some people that may be negative, but for me, if I have a certain number of people over, then that tells me exactly what we can or can't play, right? So, again, the booklets, there's almost no artwork at all. It has a little bit of player aid on the back, and then, of course, all your hints inside. Like I said at the beginning, I like this game. It's simple. It is what it needs to be. Easy to teach, easy to learn, and I imagine it's easy to find. You get a whole, and this is not even all the cards, like I said, you get a whole stack of these cards, and each one of them is a completely different game. So go check it out. That's Cryptid by Osprey Games. It's for 3 to 5 players, and it plays, for us, it played in about an hour. Probably the first time around, maybe even an hour and a half, because it was just hard to get in that mind space of, okay, the cube means the habitat is not, the disc means the habitat is, and once you accidentally make a mistake, you lie, even accidentally, the whole game is thrown off. So there's a lot of pressure, and I think that kind of gave us a slow start at the beginning, but I would say typically 45 minutes to an hour should be plenty of time for you to play, and some people could get through quicker than that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. My name's Bradley, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.